This one is going to be a recording of installing a 2009 R2 and 2013 NAV solution inside a VirtualBox. And I'll actually start installing the VirtualBox first in here. So first I want to set up a new VirtualBox in here. I'm going to go ahead and create a new one. And this one is NAV test environment. It's going to be a Windows 7 64-bit, and it's enough with 4 meg of RAM or 4 gig of RAM for doing this one. Create a new virtual disk. If you're going to use it for more than just installing it, it's better to actually double this in size to get 50 megabytes. Before starting this one thing that really improves on the speed is actually to go and assign multiple CPUs to when you install this one. But else, basically what you have to do is just select the image you want to install from, and I'm putting in the Windows 7 Service Pack 1 in here. I start this one, and it now starts installing Windows 7 in here. You go through a few things, and before it's done, there'll be a delay when it actually uncompresses the files in there. So it's English, that's fine. I'm going to install it now. I want to just go in and select my disk that I created, and then it will start copying the Windows files in here. And this one runs on a solid state drive. It's a Lenovo W530, but it has a solid state C drive and a D drive that is an actual hard drive. The first percentage takes a little longer, but you can follow the total time of this process down here in the corner when it actually will finish. It's almost done uncompressing the Windows files, and it's now going to be rebooting after installing these updates. Now booting Windows for the first time. Second reboot, and then you ask for username and password for the first user to log into Windows, and it basically finished the Windows installation in less than 4 minutes. You don't need a product key, so I'll just skip past that one. And if I don't install Windows updates, actually everything works fine for a demo environment, so I don't need to have to go do that one. I'll set the time zone and basically say that this one is a public network that is connected to, and I'm now booted into Windows the first time in here, 5 minutes after starting installing Windows. There's one thing I need to prepare this VirtualBox, and that's to basically install the drivers for the hardware. And what that is called guest editions in here. So I go ahead and put in that DVD in the drive in here. And if I go down here and I look at the guest editions, I can go and run this guest edition down here. So it will be down here. I'll click next, and it's basically just one of those ones where I want to trust the driver. So I'll go ahead and click OK. I want to go ahead and reboot, and I can actually take that CD and take it away from the drive. There's no reason I have that when I reboot here. So now I'm logged into Windows, everything is up and running. I'm going to share a folder on my computer here because I want to go and actually get certain files from there. I'll just get some from a B drive here, the install folder, and I go into mark it read only and let it permanent. And then when I click OK, I can now go down and take a look at my Windows Explorer on the network. And I'll just change this network to a private network, so it turns on network sharing because I selected public here. And now I will see in a few seconds here, I see my server, I have my install, and I can go run the individual pieces in there. And I'll copy a few more files. So I have the first thing to do is to install WinRAR in here, so I can actually go uncompress all the files in here. And next thing is now I can uncompress my 2009 version in here. So I will extract the files, and I'll just put it in C:10. Just call it 2009 R2 in here. So it's now uncompressing my 2009 R2. Installing these two 2013 and 2009, it's best to install 2009 first, then go change the settings for the service tier, and then just install 2013. Then you don't have to do any special configurations, and all of them will actually work in there. So I'll go ahead and also uncompress this one. And I'll just uncompress this one to 2013. One thing about VirtualBox, it's actually very nice. You can switch simply to full screen. So I'm going to switch to full screen now, and that actually make it show up. If you bring the mouse down here, you'll bring up this one like remote desktop, but you can basically get to all the settings. So let's go first here, install 2009. And I'm just going to install the demo setup in here because it will install both the SQL Server and all the other pieces for me. Install the demo. I don't have Outlook installed, but it's really not a problem, except for compiling a few objects that you don't have Office on here. So for a test environment, that works fine. But then you will start installing NAV 2009. It will take a minute or two to actually get through the SQL Server and the other installs that are necessary. Now of the last steps is installing the sample database. Only problem is Outlook was not there. So before I do anything, I can go in and just test that 2009 R2 actually works in here. And it connects to the database. And it now works fine. One thing is when I go select the server, it's currently using the port number, and that port number is actually the same as 2013 default is going to use. So to do something, I'm going to go in and change that one. So I'm going to run Notepad as an administrator and open up a file. And I need to look at all files, and it's in my C drive, program files, x86. In the services folder, there's a custom setting in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change this port number down here to just be 100 higher. Save that file. And I'm going to copy this one here. And then I'm going to restart my service. So if I go here to services, there's a Microsoft Dynamics NAV server down here. This one. I'm going to restart that one, so pick up the new port number. And in the server close down here, so it's going to should close the client also here in a second. I'm not sure exactly what happened here. Okay. Nope, I don't want to retry. So the server actually closed down here. It's now opening up another RTC. What it's doing right now is trying to connect to the last session it has, and I have to wait for the timeout before it finds out there's nothing on that port number any longer. And then after that, I can go in and select the new port number that I want to connect to. So I want to put in the one I copied before, and I want to put in 71 in here, and then select that one. Yeah, that's correct. And I'm now connected. Now it's just on a different port number. So basically, 2009 R2 is now running. The demo, everything is up and running. So the next thing to do is to go install the 2013 version. And 2013 use SQL 2012 Express. So I'm going to go through that one, and it takes a little longer installing that one. But again, I want to do the demo, get the warning that I have no Outlook, and basically now goes through the same thing, installing the demo setup, because the other one is on a different port number. They don't conflict with each other, and everything will work fine as I actually get it up and running. The last pieces, it installed the server component. If I look at the report, it only had those issues with the Outlook again. So if I now look at NAV, I have both 2013 and 2009 R2 in here. And I can go ahead and open NAV 2013 in here. And I have now both environments working. We're going to do upgrades for example, testing of upgrades, you now need to have an ability to, from 2009, connect to the 2012 SQL Server, because 2013 don't work for 2005. So I have two SQL servers. To do that one, there needs to be a few things done. If I first run the NAV 2009 in here, and I try to open up a database, and I'll go in Windows login. I have my NAV demo computer, and actually I have two SQL servers. 2005 is just called NAV demo. The other one is an instance name of 2012, and it actually has that one. So if I try to open up this database, it tells me it has already been converted to a newer version. If I try create a new database based on a backup, I will actually get an error in here. So I'll go in here and say Windows, and I have that one, /nav demo. And this one is test 2009 R2. And just go in and simple and standard. It tells me that the stored procedures are actually not added in here. So let's go take a copy of this one, hit Control A and Control C, put it in Notepad, and then I need to go install the stored procedures in here. So first thing to do is go back to my install folder, and I had that on my network drive here. I have a SQL Management Studio. I'm going to copy that locally just to run the installer there. It goes a little faster that way. But basically, I'm just going to run my install directly from in here. I need to go into the 2012 Express database and add my stored procedures. It's not a problem at all. It just has to be done. So yes, I want to run that one. And there's several screens in the Management Studio you have to go through. You basically just have to click yes, yes, yes multiple times in there. So we'll be here in a second. So I'll go a new feature. So I'm going to install a new accept license. I want to have my management tools, and I'm now almost ready to go run the install. So it finished the install of the SQL Management Studio, so I can go ahead and close this one in. There's a few things that needs to be fixed in here. First of all, if I go run the SQL Management Studio as myself in the 2005 SQL Server, I'm actually not a administrator or a sysadmin. So that's the first thing I'm going to solve here before the stored procedures. So it's 2012 Management Studio, and I'm first going to connect to NAV demo in here, and that's my 2009 server. I can see my 6.0 database in here. You go to security logins, and I look at user down here. I can see if I go into server roles that this one is actually not a sysadmin. So I'm going to do that one because that will basically give me full access in here. The other thing is I needed to install those stored procedures in here. So what I'm going to do is actually connect to another SQL server, to another database engine. Another one is called NAV demo, and the instance name is NAV demo. So now I have two, and I can see that's where my system is set. I actually have my test database created, just errored out in the middle of it. I'm going to install my stored or extended stored procedures down here. So I will go down here to extend the stored procedures, and then I'll have a new one. And I need the name, and I can either get from this one, but it only tells me one of them up here. I have a text file in here that actually have all the names in it. So if I go to the install folder in here, I have the stored procedure names, and the first thing I'm going to do is take a copy of this one in here. Paste it in here, and then I'm going to look up to the 2009 version of the stored procedures in here. So 6.0 database, and I have my 64-bit version of the stored procedure on here. So I'll go add that one, and I'll go redo the same for the other one. So this one is the name I need. Back here. So I want to add my other one, and I want to put my name in. I want to do lookup to the same as last time. That one. Click OK. And I can now go back here and actually click OK. And then I can go in here and say OK, and it now creates a database. And I can now go and actually restore. And there is a backup of the database actually located on the installation folder. So if I go down to 2009, on the Seaside client, Common App Data, Microsoft, and so on. In here is actually a backup from the classic client, and I can go and restore that one. So when this restore finishes, I have a 2009 R2 database running inside my SQL 2012 server in here. So if I go in here and look at it now, I refresh my data, I'll see in here that this database, if I go look at it, I will see that it's a lot of information in there now. But I can go back and wait for my restore here to finish. And my service tier could also be connected against that one, of course. Anyway. So, but now I have everything I need. 2009 fully working, 2013 fully working, SQL Management Studio, and I'm able to use it with 2009 using the 2012 SQL Server. So if you're doing testing for upgrades and things like that one, you have everything. Look at the time. It's now 40 minutes ago since I actually started this install from scratch. So as repeating, it's a Lenovo W530 laptop, has a 512 gig solid state Samsung drive and a secondary drive and 32 gig of RAM. But for this purpose, you really only need 8 gigabyte. And I'll finish creating the keys in here, and my database here in a second is actually ready. So I need to go in here, and then, as I said, I should probably synchronize all my logins. And I now have a fully working 2009 environment inside my 2012 SQL Server. But this one concludes the install of this one. If we go ahead and close all these ones, shut down this one, I'll get back to my VirtualBox manager in here, and of my drive that was created in here, it's actually on the C drive here. I'll see that my current size of my disk is 17 gigabyte in here. So that's what it takes of space also. But that concludes it, and this one, the VirtualBox is really fast, especially assigned multiple CPUs as I have, and running off a solid state drive is as fast as a very, very high performance laptop in here. So, fully working. 2013 RTC. (2009 RTC).